Hey, what's up? I'm Luis, and this is The Conversation. Today, in lieu of Abby, my colleague, who is usually here joining me for another episode of The Conversation, is Beto Alvarez, who is another great colleague here at the San Diego Union-Tribune. You do what? You do
creative director.
Yeah, creative director.
Yeah.
You do a lot of stuff that has to do with
video, audio,
yeah.
information graphics.
Yeah.
Kind of
So I wanted to bring in Beto because he's sort of like your musician. You know, he has an extensive background in audio, and today we're debating this mystery audio clip that surfaced on the internet. That's sort of taking everybody by storm. You know, because. Well, you have to hear it. I'm going to drop the audio in the comments. If you're just joining, you know, we're debating this mystery audio that's dropped on the internet. And some people hear one thing and other people hear something else.
some people hear both.
Yeah, and some people hear both. So it's a really short audio clip. It's like 4 seconds, but it's basically a sort of like a robot sounding person that's, you know, uttering this 2-syllable name, and some people hear Yanni and other people hear Laurel.
Both.
What do you hear?
Right now I'm hearing Laurel. I started out yesterday. I first saw this on Facebook. My friend Lindsay posted it, and I listened to it. I was in the car and I was going to get food, but probably about 500 times. And I was only hearing Yanni.
Okay.
And hearing Yanni, Yanni, Yanni over and over again.
Right.
And it wasn't until later that evening, and I tried it again, and then I was all Laurel. And then for a minute I was hearing Laurel and Yanni, you know, almost like the Yanni kind of felt like a nasally part of a low register.
Right.
Laurel.
Right. I have not been able to hear Laurel. I hear only Yanni.
It feels like the complete opposite word too. It's like, how are you getting that?
Yeah. So I caught wind of this yesterday, you know, but apparently this has been going around since Monday, you know. Everyone's talking about it, everybody's debating it, and since this is Facebook Live, you know, I'm watching your comments, you know. Vote if you listen to the audio clip, which I just dropped in the comments. Take a listen and tell us what you hear. Do you hear Yanni or do you hear Laurel? If you hear Yanni, give the thumbs up. Laurel, give us a heart. Yeah, so it's been kind of like a little bit of a mystery, you know. One of our colleagues here just told us that the New York Times tracked down the person who came up with this, a student, you know, as a project.
We don't know much about that yet, though.
Yeah, I'm writing about this, and I'm gonna put in my blog post today. But yeah, you know, I've been scouring the internet, trying to look for explanations, you know, and there's, you know, linguists, there's psychologists, there's people who do this, you know, who are audio engineers, who are like saying, well, you know, it's got to do with like the pitch.
Yeah, I think it's like which register you're actually registering in your head, whether it's the low or the high. And I think the low register is what you'll hear more sounding Laurel.
Right.
And then Yanni it's like a much more nasally sounding part. So
yeah.
It's like whatever it's kind of like the black dress or blue dress and whatever.
Pink dress? No, it was blue dress.
Blue and green, right? Or
blue and
gold.
Blue. It was blue and black. And no, it was white and gold and blue and black.
Correct. Yeah.
Right. So it's sort of like an audio illusion sort of thing.
Yeah.
So why do you think like some people hear one thing and others hear something else?
I just think it's kind of what your mind's probably. I mean, I'm just guessing here, but you're probably what your mind's expecting to hear. Mm-hmm. I was expecting to hear Laurel, and then I was hearing Yanni, and I think it's almost like it's just like your ears are playing tricks on you in a way.
Yeah. Everybody seems to be, well, some people seem to be hearing Yanni, others Laurel. I mean, obviously, like, there's no consensus here. One theory that I put, potential explanation that I read was that it has to do with like the way your vocal tract produces sounds. Okay. You know, the way like, you know, it's being produced. One person said that, you know, it's because the word is not being articulated with like the tongue hitting the back of your mouth. It's weird.
That's
It's
interesting.
weird. It's really interesting. Yeah. Another person, another expert said that it depends on like how your brain perceives sounds. How it
That's what I
registers sounds.
think it is.
Yeah.
Something like that.
There's been a lot of like audio people who have been like manipulating it on like their audio software.
Okay, so they were EQing it, right?
Yeah,
And getting
yeah.
it to sound
They
how
kind
you
of
wanted
like
it to sound.
move it around, and you could definitely tell, going from Yanni to Laurel, and back and forth.
Have you been able to hear Laurel yet?
Well, yeah, in some cases, yeah.
Okay.
I've been able to hear both, but for the most part, I hear Yanni, like no matter where I go. So, if you recall, what was it, 2015, the dress?
Yes.
I mean,
the dress
remember
that
how
I-
everybody was going crazy over that? Okay, so that was like definitely like a huge freaky moment because I see blue and black.
That's
and
what I
other-
see too on
And
that.
other people see like what is it, white and gold.
Mhm.
If you're not familiar with that, go check it out. Go just Google the dress, and that's that was like a really famous debate. Oh, someone saying play it again. I'm gonna post it again. So if you haven't seen it, it's a short YouTube clip. It's basically 4 seconds long. Yeah, I'm gonna like go back to my desk and try to like finish my investigation into
Okay.
this.
Look forward to
Because
reading that.
yeah, because there's definitely like a lot of explanations. Like you just you go through Google and type in Yanni Laurel explanation, and
It's already there.
everybody has a take. Yeah, it's crazy. But that's the internet for us. That's the internet for you. Okay. Well, thank you for joining us, and thank you, Beto, for joining
Thanks
me.
for having me.
Abby should be back here tomorrow for another episode of The Conversation. Every weekday at noon, here from San Diego Union-Tribune.